Hey Seahawk fans, another edition comes your way of the Seahawk Basketball Show featuring Takeo Siddle. Coming up today, we'll have highlights of two big wins for UNCW. The homecoming victory on Saturday and overtime thriller Monday on Valentine's Day. John Smith returns as he tells us about Jalen Ford's his return to UNCW. That's our player profile today. We'll also have our play of the week, the player of the week. We'll take a look at the standings as it's a matchup coming up this week against the two top teams in the CAA, and we'll talk about that as well. All that straight ahead, this edition of the Seahawk Basketball Show featuring Takeo Siddle. Well, UNCW back home, back in the win column. Two wins to talk about this week, and we bring Coach back as well as he was off recruiting last week. And Coach, let's talk about this first game. Back home, start of a 4-game homestand, and it's Charleston coming to town, a rival for UNCW, homecoming as well, so you know it's going to be a big crowd. Second meeting with the Cougars. What were your concerns going into this game the second time?
Well, my concern was they're a tough team for us to match up with. They crashed the offensive glass. And they're one of the best in the country, and the best in our conference at getting offensive rebounds. And we haven't been rebounding the ball well defensively. So that was a concern for me. Tempo-wise, they're number one in our league and one of the top in the country, if not the top in the country. So we knew we had to get back in transition defense. And then in the half court, they put so much pressure on us because, they drive the ball and create fouls and paint touches. So we knew we had to cover those three areas more times than not. And I thought, for the most part, we did a good job in the game. But on the flip side, Mike, we always talk about the opponent. They had to deal with us too, yeah. And I thought we imposed our will on them. Yeah, for a second time. I mean, you talk about pace of game. You outpaced them twice in this game. James Baker was a big factor of that, as was Jalen Sims. We'll talk about him. But I thought Baker had a really nice game, a career night to really set the tone inside as you did in the very first play of the game. Yeah, Baker is playing really good basketball right now. He's playing with a lot of energy on the defensive end, which is creating some offense for him. With our older guys, and talking about him in particular, all he cares about is winning. And when all you care about is winning, things seem to happen for you. Yeah, it's a guy that's been to the NCAA tournament with Morehead State, certainly wants to get back there here with UNCW. So a big game for Baker, a big game for UNCW, a big crowd in Trask Coliseum as well. Let's take a look at our Rage Jewelers highlights, starting off with a big play as well.
Out front now to Forns. Man-to-man defense for Charleston. The backdoor lob and the finish for Baker. And what a start for UNCW. Sims will drive it in, pulls it up from 15, connects. A mid-range jump in New York against Hofstra. Oh, they find down low. Kelly on the feed from driving on Smith. Pulls over the free throw line. And it's around and through for Jalen. Drives it right to the baseline and banks it in. Gets right kick. Drives it in. Steps it through. Count the basket. Fouled as well to Sims, and he steps into a three and knocks it in. Two great possessions. Payne bounces it down to Baker. Shot big and then just lays it over the cylinder. Fords lines up the three, and he finds the three. The push it, brings it down far sideline. Baker the back screen frees him up. The three is good. First fence to White. Shot fake on Smart off his feet. Dumps it down low to Baker. Left off the dribble, drives it in, lobbing it to White. Baseline. Great play. In left corner finds Sims. Shot big. Dribbles right. Pulls up for 15 and knocks it home. Gotta love it. Into the hands of Sims. Sims will drive it in. Pulls it up from 15. Connects. That mid-range jump. Sims driving on Smith. Pulls over the free throw line. And it's around and through for Jalen Sims. Comes it to Sims. And he steps into the three and knocks it in. Left off the dribble. Drives it in. Lobbing it to White. Spins, kicks it out to Baker, feet set, the three is good for James Baker Jr. They're going to get it back to Baker, they do. Baker on the block, right there is left, muscles it up and in. Stepping back, straight on, jump shot is good, it's a three. The screen drives Fires it right all the way in. Flips it up and short. But then backs up his miss. Silver drives it in all the way with a left hand off the glass. It connects. A big bucket for by Tucker. He wants to take them one-on-one. Almost lost the handle into the paint. Spinning, fading away. And final shoulders.
Well, a homecoming victory in front of a sellout crowd in Trask Coliseum, 85-79 the final score. And again, Coach, you win the season series with Charleston. It's got to feel good from that standpoint, but to get back in the win column and start this homestand with that victory as well.
For sure. Anytime you can get a sweep in conference play is a pretty big deal. And for us, coming off a loss was so huge, and then taking care of home court is so big when you're trying to do something special. And our crowd was, was probably, I was here as an assistant before, which everybody knows it, but I think that might have been one of our best crowds that I've been a part of. And our fans are special. So, when you talk about all of that, it was a great night for UNCW basketball.
Yeah, homecoming victory. You look at some of the numbers. Again, 27 for Sims, a season best for him. 23 for James Baker, a career best for him. 14 for Phillips, 10 for Forns. And this is a game that you led for more than 34 minutes of. So you kind of had control, but yet at the end, you knew it was going to be a tight ball game, and it was going to be another grinded out type of game in league play.
For sure, and they did a really good job of, they switched 1 through 5, and they were doing that the majority of the game, but it kind of stymied us a little bit, and we took some challenge shots, and we stopped driving the basketball like we had been up until that point, and then we found another gear and closed the game out.
Yeah, so UNCW does get this victory that set up a matinee game Monday, Valentine's Day, against William & Mary. We'll take a break here. When we get back, we'll talk about that matchup and have those highlights next. Stay with us.
If it looks like an F-150, tows like an F-150, hauls like an F-150, thinks like an F-150, and powers like an F-150, it must be an F-150 hybrid. The 2021 F-150 Power Boost Hybrid with 570 pound-feet of torque and 12,700 pounds of max available towing.
Life-changing, life-changing, life-changing flavor. This is Mountain Dew. A rush of crisp and refreshing flavor. Delivering a bold citrus kick. Do the do.
The Bud Light logo makes people think our seltzer is a beer, so we recruited retired NFL player Nick Mangold to block it out.
Twice this year.
My mom was
So jealous. Oh, it's a hard seltzer.
Just here to do my job. And he said, I think Melanie is the one.
Oh, going in. Why are you here?
Great speech.
Bud Light Seltzer. No beer, just great taste.
There is something indescribably special about this place. The way it looks, the way it feels, the way we care for one another and our community. The University of North Carolina, Wilmington is like no other. Your journey starts here. We invite you to discover what makes UNCW like no other.
Well, after a hard-fought victory Saturday, Coach, a quick turnaround, quicker than usual, playing at 2 o'clock Valentine's Day on Monday against William & Mary. This is a team that you beat pretty handily on the road, scored a season-high 92, a season-high 17 threes, a season-high 20 assists. But you had to figure this was going to be a kind of a different type of game, and it certainly was because, part of it, obviously, the crowd wasn't as big, being an afternoon affair.
For sure, and they made it tough on us, Mike. Our guys are tired, and that was our second game in less than 48 hours, and there was so much that we were against. It was a 2 o'clock game. The crowd wasn't as big as it normally is, and we found a way. But I'll say this and give William & Mary a lot of credit. They made it hard on us and, pushed us all the way to the end. But our guys stepped up in a major way and got the job done.
Yeah, the Tribe goes on a run to force an overtime period here. But again, your team continues to find a way to finish. this is a dangerous team because you know how to finish. Where is that coming from right now?
I think it comes from, our everyday process, like we talked about, just making sure that we stay true to it and don't ever divvy away from it. And our guys believe at a high level. The adversity that we've been through all throughout the season, especially the non-conference, has prepared us for pressure moments, and our guys respond the right way.
A lot of big moments, a lot of big plays. Shaquem Phillips in overtime, 11 points in the overtime period. A lot of teams don't score 11 points themselves, but he did. What'd you see from him as you kind of let him just create?
He has a will to win. He has a will to win, and we changed up a little bit. They were trapping when we went 1-4 flat, and we changed up a little bit to give him some different looks. But if you go back and look at it, he scored 11 points, but he accounted for every basket in overtime, whether that was a score by himself or an assist. And the kid has a will to win, and he's been a winner in high school, and you can see that coming out, in crunch time. So I'm glad he's on our side.
Yeah, certainly made some winning plays in this game. Again, an overtime thriller Monday in Trask Coliseum. Let's take a look at our Reed's Jewelers highlights.
So far, Phillips goes coast to coast with it all the way in. Count the baskets, picked up by Okaru. The pitch ahead to Phillips. Phillips to the trailer. Okaru rises in the paint and scores. Nice. And all the way in. And off the glass of the right hand. Seahawks up 9-6. The step through. The floater bounces around and goes through. Okaru now to Baker. Jump shot left baseline. And he connects. James Baker Jr. Sims drives. Bounce pass to the cutter in white. That's pretty basketball as it's laid off the glass and in by Trey. Trying to drive, spins, kicks it out to Okaru on the wing, open for the three, and he knocks it in. Right side, Forns on the wing, back to Sims, looks off with a pass, frees him up for the three, and he drills it. Line Sims to the right wing. Working in front of UNCW's bench, pulls up from 15 and drains the shot. Sims right side, he's the man who's been hot, but they give it off to Okaru. He's on as well for the outside, his second
No field goals for the Seahawks in their last 320.
Can Baker change it? Yes, he can. Out to Phillips, feet set, three is good. The line drive, three. Sims shakes, drives it in all the way in, and off the glass of the right hand. Baker, but get it to Okaru, now to Baker. Jump shot left base. The lead is just three. With the ball, Sims drives, bounce pass to the cutter in white. That's pretty basketball. It's shot fake off right side to Okaru. The three. Okaru says, I got. He's a man who's been hot, but they give it off to Okaru. He's on as well. Phillips flips it up and scores. First, good ball movement, good defense though as Forns. The shot not there. Put back up and in by 5 on the shot clock. Into the paint. Out to Phillips. Feet set. Three is good. The line.
Substitution.
Driving is Phillips. Dropping to Baker. Baker the finger roll over the front.
Well, an overtime victory, 80-73, your final score. UNCW now undefeated in overtime games. Coach, undefeated in conference play at home as well. And if you're going to win a championship, certainly controlling what you do at home in league play is huge, and you're 7-0 right now.
It's important, and like we talked about, our fans have everything to do with that. Our guys feed off of their energy. This is a special place, but you have to take care of home if you want to win a championship, and so far we've done a good job of that. Hopefully we can continue to do that.
Some of the numbers coming off of this game individually: Jalen Sims with 26 after the 27 he had on Saturday. Career best 24 for Shaquem Phillips, 14 for Mike Okaru, and 10 for James Baker as well. How about this? You did a great job free throws, 24 for 27, and combined Phillips and Sims were 16 for 16. So you want to finish a game, that's kind of how you do it.
That's how you have to do it. And just from watching it and talking to the staff, we had an attacking mentality in the second half and in overtime where we were going to get to the paint no matter what. And it created some fouls, and guys stepped up and knocked them down. Those two guys have done a really good job getting to the foul line and stepping up and making their free throws.
Again, an overtime victory, 80-73, your final score. We'll step aside here. When we get back, John Smith will join us as he introduces us to Jalen Ford, making his return here to UNCW this season. That profile straight ahead.
Okay.
She's the one, and you know it. At Reeds.com, we're making it easy to find the perfect ring from home. With helpful advice from our online jewelry experts, safe and discreet shipping, and beautiful ring packaging, you'll be confident the moment will be as perfect for her as she is for you. As a trusted jeweler for over 70 years, Reed's Jewelers will be here to make both of you feel like family. Long after she says yes.
Want a killer spread without the hassle? Walk-On's Family and Friends bundles are available to go. Pick your favorite starter, side, and entree, and feed your crew. Order online or in the app. Want a killer spread without the hassle? Walk-On's Family and Friends bundles are available to go. Pick your favorite starter, side, and entree, and feed your crew. Order online or in the app.
I've never considered driving a Subaru until I started working here and realized the reliability, dependability, and most of all, the safety. Safety is extremely important to me and my family. We have a very active lifestyle, which allows me to be able to take our Outback onto the beach and really enjoy the versatility that Subaru offers.
Whether it's a top-selling Forester or Outback, a rugged Crosstrek, or the roomy Ascent, we can reserve the Subaru you're looking for. Come in and order yours today.
I'm Miles, and I'm a Parkway Subaru owner for life.
Made from scratch biscuits and hand-breaded chicken, that's a breakfast no-brainer. But adding hot honey to the mix, you'll never hit snooze again. The new hot honey hand-breaded chicken biscuit at Hardee's. Get it before it's gone. Feed your happy. Honey just got its own stinger. Sweet heat drizzled over hand-breaded chicken, crispy bacon, and melty Swiss. This honey has some bite. The new hot honey hand-breaded chicken sandwich at Hardee's. Feed your happy.
Well, we've had so many highlights the last couple of shows, we haven't had a chance to get to the Parkway player profiles, but the return here with Jalen Ford, a guy who returns to UNCW. And Coach, you look at this guy and struggled a little bit to start the season, but has really relished the role that he's had, and he's had some big plays, some big moments, certainly this year in his return to UNCW.
He has, and I think he's relaxed. I think he's putting too much pressure on himself. When you're a senior, you're always thinking about what's next, and I challenge him to just stay in the moment. And, he's done that, and all he's caring about right now is winning, and he understands that if we win, good things will happen for him individually after the fact. So I think he's really settled in and calmed down a little bit and staying in the moment, and I think that's why he's playing well.
One of 4 Seahawks on this roster over 1,000 points. He did that earlier this season. Amazing that you have 4 1,000-point scores, majority of his points coming here. So again, to have that kind of offense, but that experience has got to be huge right now for this team, because you look on the floor late games, we talk about finishing, you're finishing because it's veteran guys on the court.
That's what I envisioned when we decided to, that he was going to come back. Somebody that was going to provide some leadership, somebody that I could count on late game, in the games, period, to finish games off like older guys do, like mature guys do, and I'm so thankful that he came back, because we need that on this team.
Well, again, let's learn more about the graduate transfer Jalen Ford. John Smith has our Parkway player profile.
Thanks a lot, Mike. Back here with a very familiar face, a blast from the past, Jalen Ford. UNCW fans familiar with the name, kind of just go and give us a little rundown of where you've been for the past couple years and what brought you back to UNCW ultimately.
I was at Nicholls State University in Louisiana for 2 years, so I sat out for 1 year. During that year I had 2 surgeries, and then I healed up and I was able to play my next year, granted this opportunity because of the COVID year. And I kind of knew I wanted to drift back home. We were able to win a conference championship, so I was blessed to be a part of something like that. And I hit the transfer portal, and it was a quick process. It was pretty easy, familiar faces, easy transition. There was really nothing to talk about.
You were here during your first time recruited head coach Kevin Keats. How or has the program changed in the sense that Takeo was here when you were here, when you're in practices? Is it very similar style? Is it the same voice, just different person?
I mean, Siddle has his differences, but you can tell what tree he branched off from for sure. Practices are highly competitive. The things that he raves about and he wants and he expects from his players are pretty similar along the same lines. So it's kind of an echo.
How has your game changed? Because I remember, or a lot of people remember when you were here, you were that guy that go in and put up a bunch of points early. You had a time where you were a starter, you were off the bench. What are your expectations and what is your game like now?
I guess the change in my game is just experience, being able to slow the game down. I'm able to read it. I'm not really sped up as much as I used to be. Same kind of concept. I want to come in and impact the game for sure. But I'm stepping up as a leader, giving the things that I've learned over my years back to the young guys.
As a leader, there are multiple types, and we've had multiple types here at the program. What type are you? Are you that vocal guy that is going to tell somebody, hey, this is what needs to be done, or are you somebody that leads by example?
I'm more of a lead by example. I tend to pull people off to the side because I don't like to cause a lot during practice. But, you know, I like to pull somebody to the side, give them the tips right then and there, but I do hold people accountable to the things that should be done.
I would say that your situation is very unique in the sense that it's been 7 years. If you look at the full time that you've been able to play basketball, did the guys give you a hard time like that and call you grandpa or old man or anything like that? Or did they have fun about the fact that you've been able to do this so long?
Yeah, everywhere I walk, I am the old guy. In the weight room, I'm an old man. I guess the way I walk around, I walk with a limp. So everybody pokes fun at me, the weights coach, all the coach, everybody on the coaching staff, the players. So yeah, they poke fun at it.
Is it something that you kind of feel special that this is probably never going to ever happen again, and hopefully not, because of the COVID year, because of unfortunately for you, the injuries, you've been granted this extra year?
Yeah, and it's a blessing. It was a blessing in disguise when COVID hit. You know, nobody understood what was going on. For some people, it probably impacted negatively, but for me personally, it was a blessing in disguise. So I'm grateful to have this opportunity.
How is this group? How is it meshed together?
It's great. It's one of the closest teams I've ever been around. As soon as we got together, players were scheduling times to go out to eat together, just making time for each other, and we can say anything to anybody down the line. Nobody takes it personal, and that's something that you don't want to take for granted, because there are a lot of teams with cancers in the locker room and things like that. But I can say this is the closest team I've been a part of.
Because you have relationships with guys in the past that have played here, do they talk, or do they tell you, hey, you need to get it back to where it was?
Yeah, like I seen Chris Flemings here at the Midnight Madness. He always supports me. I've talked to Denzel Ingram. I'm still in contact with Jordan Talley, Devontae. So, you know, they take pride in this place, so they want to keep that ship moving in the right direction.
That's our quick conversation with Jalen Ford. We'll be right back.
If it looks like an F-150, tows like an F-150, hauls like an F-150, thinks like an F-150, and powers like an F-150, it must be an F-150 hybrid. The 2021 F-150 Power Boost Hybrid with 570 pound-feet of torque and 12,700 pounds of max available towing.
This is Mountain Dew. A rush of crisp and refreshing flavor. Delivering a bold citrus kick. Do the do.
Oh, Bud Light Seltzer Retro Title?
Have you tried these yet?
I'm sorry, ladies. It's my roommate, Emmerich.
Emmerich. Is that Irish?
Bud Light Seltzer Retro Tada. The loudest flavors ever.
There is something indescribably special about this place. The way it looks, the way it feels, the way we care for one another and our community. The University of North Carolina, Wilmington is like no other. Your journey starts here. We invite you to discover what makes UNCW like no other.
Valentine's Day matinee Monday for UNCW, an overtime thriller. Shaquem Phillips, he had a career night for UNCW, and he provides us our Pepsi Play of the Week.
Substitution. Driving is Phillips, dropping to Baker. Baker with a finger roll over the front of the...
Well, once again, Shaquem Phillips providing us our Pepsi Play of the Week. Just a big moment in that overtime game for UNCW. Again, 11 points. So he outscored the Tribe by himself in overtime. They had 10. He had 11. But just a will to win, as you said, and the ability to get to the rim is huge for him.
Yeah, nobody was going to stop him. I could see it in his eyes that, he was about to take over the game, or at least try. And he's been successful a lot this year doing that. And we just wanted to put him in space, and he knows that we believe in him, and he knows when it's his time to go. And he made some huge plays. His toughness is, I think something that people don't really realize. Like he was tough in that overtime stretch, getting those offensive rebounds, getting and ones. He's a special kid.
Had a big three in this game as well. So all part of a career night for him, providing us our Pepsi Play of the Week. That brings us now to our Carolina Ford Dealers Player of the Week. And again, we talk a lot about him, Jalen Sims, maybe outside this program, not as much, but he's, the leading scorer, maybe the best player on the best team in the league. Certainly he deserves a lot of respect, what he's doing. And look at the numbers he had this week.
Yeah, man. I get so worked up when I talk about him because he's meant everything to me as we've, transitioned into our second year. He had every reason to leave, and he believed in me. He believed in what we were doing, and he took it amongst himself to make sure that when we got the new guys in here, he became an even better leader. He rallied the troops. He set the tone through the locker room and through the program that he wanted to win and that we were going to win. And he's been special, and he means the world to me. I'm going to be very, very emotional when he leaves.
Well, a special week for him. 26.5 points, shot 57%, 60% from three as well. Incredible week for this week's Carolina Ford Dealers Player of the Week. Again, Jalen Sims, just an outstanding campaign for him this year, his senior season, the lone senior on this roster. We'll take our final break. We'll take a look at the standings and a big matchup coming up Thursday night in Trask Coliseum. That's straight ahead.
Okay. She's the one, and you know it. At Reeds.com, we're making it easy to find the perfect ring from home. With helpful advice from our online jewelry experts, safe and discreet shipping, and beautiful ring packaging, you'll be confident the moment will be as perfect for her as she is for you. As a trusted jeweler for over 70 years, Reed's Jewelers will be here to make both of you feel like family. Long after she says yes.
Want a killer spread without the hassle? Walk-On's Family and Friends bundles are available to go. Pick your favorite starter, side, and entree, and feed your crew. Order online or in the app. Want a killer spread without the hassle? Walk-On's Family and Friends bundles are available to go. Pick your favorite starter, side, and entree, and feed your crew. Order online or in the app.
I've never considered driving a Subaru until I started working here and realized the reliability, dependability, and most of all, the safety. Safety is extremely important to me and my family. We have a very active lifestyle, which allows me to be able to take our Outback onto the beach and really enjoy the versatility that Subaru offers.
Whether it's a top-selling Forester or Outback, a rugged Crosstrek, or the roomy Ascent, we can reserve the Subaru you're looking for. Come in and order yours today.
I'm Miles, and I'm a Parkway Subaru owner for life.
Made from scratch biscuits and hand-breaded chicken, that's a breakfast no-brainer. But adding hot honey to the mix, you'll never hit snooze again. The new hot honey hand-breaded chicken biscuit at Hardee's. Get it before it's gone. Feed your happy. honey just got its own stinger. Sweet heat drizzled over hand-breaded chicken, crispy bacon, and melty Swiss. This honey has some bite. The new hot honey hand-breaded chicken sandwich at Hardee's. Feed your happy.
We bring you back here now. Time to take a look at this week's Hardee's standings in the CAA. UNCW still atop those standings. Towson right behind them, and a lot of good teams right after that. Hofstra, Delaware, Drexel. You look ahead a little bit, Coach, to the conference tournament. It's going to be brutal to whoever can win those 3 games. You're going to have to go through the gauntlet of this league. But right now, 4 games left, regular season. You're sitting on top of the standings. It's got to be nice.
Yeah, this is a position that that you kind of dream about this, and going into the home stretch. What more could you ask for? And we have 2 home games left, and they mean so much to us. We're in a great position right now, and our guys understand what's at stake. So, we're going to prepare and get ready to take care of business.
Yeah, again, not much breathing room atop the standings. Right behind UNCW is Towson, and that leads us to our walk-ons. What's coming up for UNCW? And it is a second matchup with the Tigers. That'll be Thursday night, 6 o'clock in Trask Coliseum. Coach, it was an overtime thriller, a win for you on the road against Towson. These are 2 teams, I think, atop the conference standings because maybe the 2 toughest teams in the league. And you knew going into that game you had to be tough. I'm sure you're thinking the same thing here. Your thoughts on Towson and what it's going to take maybe to get the season sweep against them?
Like you said, I think the tougher team is going to win. And you'll hear me talking about that, leading up to the game and all throughout the game. And we know what's at stake. They understand what's at stake. 2 really good teams, 2 teams that know who they are. All right, we know our identity, and they know their identity, and you can watch that. You can see that through watching their games. So, it's going to come down to who's the toughest team. It's going to come down to who wants it the most. Mistakes have to be very, very minimal, and we have to make sure that we do a good job of playing within ourselves, staying in character, and doing what we've been doing all year. And, I believe in our guys at a high level. And like I said last night to some people, we're going to focus in on us and doing us at a high level. And, I'm sure they're going to do the same thing.
Yeah, it should be a fun night. Thursday night, 6 o'clock, Trask Coliseum, UNCW in Towson. Then I'm sure it'll be an emotional night on Saturday, senior night, and then Devontae Kaycock is back here in the house as he gets his jersey retired. UNCW and James Madison, that game at 7 o'clock. So you've got really 2 big matchups at home. Should be 2 big crowds as well, Coach, here in Trask Coliseum. Should be a lot of energy in the building for these 2 games.
For sure. You're only worried about one, Mike, and that's Thursday. Obviously, today is important, tomorrow's important, but we're focusing on Towson right now, and it'll be very fun, to finish out this home stretch and in front of our home crowd, and it's going to be a special night.
Yeah, 2 big nights of basketball in Trask Coliseum. Hope to see you out there for those games as well, Coach. Best of luck.
Thank you, Mike.
For Takeo Siddle, our entire crew, I'm Mike Vaccaro. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week for another edition of the Seahawk Basketball Show featuring Takeo Siddle.